We good. We good.
We are live. We are live.
Let's go. Well, welcome everybody to Morgan State University Toastmasters Club. Our club number is 979-269. And we just want to welcome you all for another Monday to be able to join us. You guys are about to witness one of the best Toastmasters clubs in the world. So if it's your first time, we ask that you please participate. It is a great opportunity for you to work on your engagements and just working on just verbally communicate with people as well. But we encourage visitors to participate. We do have some quick housekeeping rules before we get into the meeting. If you are not one of the people presenting, we ask that you please keep your line muted. That way there is no noise background. And also we ask that if we want everybody to be on camera as well. But if you have to get up and walk around, we ask that you please blot out your camera. That way there's no visual distractions either. But other than that, guys, we want you to sit back, participate, have an awesome time, add to the high energy that this club's already bring. And we just are excited for you guys to be here as well. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our Vice President of Education, Mr. Tyree.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. It is I, Mr. Tyree, and today I will be the interim president. So I'll be hosting the meeting. I'm super ecstatic to have everyone on today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be on our Zoom call. So y'all listen, I am actually the Toastmaster also of today. So I would like just to say welcome. Welcome to you, and you. And today we do have a theme. The theme is, or I guess the title of the today's meeting is, it's right around the corner. I'm gonna say it again, y'all. It's right around the corner. So as you're introducing your speech or even your role for today's meeting, I want you just to imagine what's something that you've been waiting for. And if you really can imagine it or envision it, right, it's right around the corner. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a teacher in Baltimore City, and vacation is right around the corner. I'm gonna say about 30 days. Also, I got some promises and some desires is right around the corner as well. So, Ms. Eva, you have just officially retired. So your vacation right now is right around the corner as well. So I would like to actually introduce our team that will be helping us conduct this meeting. All right. So I want to introduce Miss Eva, who will be our accountant and grammarian for this evening. Miss Eva.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, guests, and friends. However, I will start off being your accountant and grammarian because I see Miss Shauna Step Jones just came into the meeting, so I will just give you a brief on using filler words, such as what I just used. So, you know, those kind of inner city urban words that we have a tendency to use. We want to make it look just as professional and sound just as professional, even if we don't even know what we're saying. Your grammar is very important as well. But Ms. Jones will take over after I finish. And if she have anything else to add, she will let me know. Thank you.
All right. I guess all right.
As far as this theme is concerned, yes, you did mention that. What did you say it was all about?
It's right around the corner. So it's something that you're excited about, something that you've been waiting for, and you can almost taste it or feel it.
You want me to start from the top or the bottom?
Hey, if you can get to the middle.
Well, I did get a chance, and it's been a month for me that I retired. It was right around the corner, but I'm going to bend the curve a bit after tonight's meeting. I will be going on sabbatical to just get some R&R for me. Okay, guys, is that okay? I will still be in the background. but I just won't be here for a while. I'm going to take some me time. Thank you.
And Miss Eva, did you want to, if you had the opportunity to just tell the group what is the word of the day?
Let me see if I can find it. Altruism, is that how you pronounce it, Miss Ronnie? Altruism?
Altruism.
Altruism? Altruism. Destiny, fate. What chance did I stand against Casmic? When you hear that word of the day or when you use it, you ought to give thumbs up or just a few snaps or even put it in the chat. Knock, knock. It enhances our vocabulary as we speak to each other. Thank you, Mr. Robert, Acting President.
I thank you, Miss Eva, for giving us a detailed description of that role. I also would like to introduce our timer for this evening, Mr. King Tisdale. Mr. King, will you explain your role?
Peace and blessings, family, or may I say, greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guest. I am your timer for today. I am going to present to you the objects that I'll be using for today. My understanding that we are doing table topics today. So with that being the case, the table topic speeches are for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at the 1 minute and the yellow card at the 1.5 minute and the red card at the 2 minutes. The speaker will have 30-second grace period after 2 minutes to wrap up his or her speech. That's all I remember. I'm timing. Who else?
And
We have one speaker.
And you give table topic timing conventions.
And one evaluator.
All right. And the time for the evaluator is how much?
2 to 3.
Okay. 2 to 3 minutes.
You gave the timing convention for table topics, 1 to 2 minutes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, the speaker, I don't know if it's 5 to 7 or since it's an icebreaker now, so that's a different timing convention.
Okay. Is this an icebreaker?
No, so the
5 to 7.
speech is actually 5 to 7.
Second speech thing.
So with that being the case, the speaker's time will be, the green will represent the qualifying time of 5 minutes. The yellow will represent the target time of 6 minutes. And the red will represent the finishing time of 7 minutes, of which you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. There's something else I'm supposed to say. I can't remember what it is.
That's good, Mr. King. Thank you.
Okay. All right, this is my second time at it. I figure I'd jump in and
You
see
did great.
See how
Thank
the water feels.
you.
Yes, sir. You're doing an amazing job, guys. Practice makes perfect. So, all right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we are going to just dive right into our. Yes, sir.
All right. What I'm supposed to do is say that you must pin the timer when you are going to do your speech. That way you'll see me, or at least you will see this. Thank you.
Gotcha. And Mr. King, what we're going to actually do is during that 5-minute mark, if you can hold it up for a long duration so they'll be able to identify, I know when they're in a speech, you're in your your mode and you might miss things. So, but we are going to introduce our first speaker of the evening. It is our dear friend Tabitha Anderson, and the title of her speech is "You Are the Prophet of Your Life." You are a prophet of your life, and she is currently in the path presentation mastery, path level 1. Project title today would be research, and the time limit would be 5 to 7 minutes. All right. So Tabitha is a professional in the financial industry with aspirations of pursuing her dream as a philanthropist. She is both ambitious and restless in every mission that she has, providing naysayers wrong at time and time again. She's a mother, a daughter, a sister, a mountain climbing dragon slayer, a friend, but never your foe. She hopes to be used by God as a workmanship, encouraging those around her to do the same, enjoying the journey along the way. So, Miss Anderson, she's going to be speaking with the title of her speech, "You Are the Prophet of Your Life." Tabitha Anderson.
Hi. Okay. You are the prophet of your life. Tonight, I'm going to give you 5 key steps to manifest exactly what you truly desire. When Daniel prayed, he said, "I will not eat meat or moisturize until you answer me." And on the 21st day, his angel came and said, "I heard you on the first day. You really didn't need to pray to 21, but it is done. I got held up in Persia. It's done. You are the prophet of your life." I know there are times when you talk about manifestation, people in faith-based communities will automatically assume that you're operating in witchcraft. But I promise you, you're the prophet of your life. You see, it all starts with a thought. And through auto suggestion, your subconscious mind will start to influence your feelings and your actions to carry out your thoughts and bring them into fruition. The subconscious mind is not focally aware. So it's only responding to what you're saying and belief. So let's say you've meditated on something long enough. You're driving in your car or you are watching TV. And next thing you know, it's kissing you is all that I've been thinking of. Kissing you is good. That is an example of auto-suggestion. I was listening to that song and it resonated with me. And next thing you know, my subconscious mind suggested that I sing it. So imagine if we consciously auto-suggested things to ourselves and actually believed it. It will actually start to come out when we speak. As a man thinketh, so is he. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So it's very important that what you're watching or feeding yourself intellectually, you truly want to do, because you're going to start to speak it. Your tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Okay? You're going to start speaking whatever is in your mind. So just be mindful of that. Step number 4, write it down. You know that idea, that really scary thing that nobody knows about? Write it down on a piece of paper. Put a box next to it. At the end of the sentence, put a dash and a date. That idea has now become a goal. And are you aware that when a king speaks a thing, it is, or decrees a thing, actually, it becomes law. It is established. And what are laws? Laws are passed. You have written the vision plainly and it will not tarry. So now we're going to move on to step number 5, and that is to seek it. And I'm going to give you guys an example of what seeking looks like. I have a friend, her name was Kendra. I've known her for about 13 years. And for the longest time, this girl loves her some Monica. She would always say, I am going to meet Monica. And no one believes her. She started writing to Monica on Instagram, and she actually would respond to her, which she really didn't do for a lot of people, but she did for my friend. Next thing you know, she posted a picture of my friend. And we were like, wow, that's cool. Monica posted your picture, whoop-de-doo, okay. And then she posted a picture of my friend and her children. So now they're like going back and forth, talking to each other. And now my friend really is pumped up. And she's like, I'm actually going to meet Monica. I'm going to see Monica. And we're like, okay, just go see Monica. You believe you're going to see her. So she goes to New Jersey. And for whatever reason, guess what? She didn't get to see Monica. Something happened and she couldn't get into the concert. And so she did not give up. She did not give up. She said, I'm going to see her. I promise you. And now when I see her, we're going to talk. She's going to talk to me. We said, okay, Kinder. So next time Monica came to New York, my friend bought the ticket. She went with her twin sister and she said, all right, this is the day I'll meet Monica. And her sister said, well, you know what? It's getting kind of late. And we came here together, we're leaving together. My friend said, you go on without me. I'm meeting Monica tonight. Her sister left without her. And as soon as she left, Monica walked right around the corner. She said, hey, Monica. Monica said, hey, girl. She said, you remember me? She said, of course I remember you. I posted your video on my page. We've been talking for a while now. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. I know you were singing in the video and you got a lot of negative comments, but keep doing what you're doing. My friend manifested Monica into her life. And I just want to let you know that you can manifest what you truly desire in your life too. First, you have to believe it. You have to think it. Then you have to speak it. Right? Step number 4, you're going to write it. And then step 5, seek it, move in faith because you, my friends, are the prophets of your life. Thank you. You guys are all frozen.
Very well said.
Okay.
Great job, Tabitha. Amazing. All right, y'all.
Nice.
Yes, sir. If you thought that speech was amazing, well, guess what? It is your turn to join in on the fun. So I'm going to introduce our table topic master, which is going to be Tyrone Thorpe. Tyrone, come to the stage.
Good evening, all. I am Tyrone Thorpe. I am your table topics master for this evening. And this evening is where you get to test your mettle on how to speak on the spur of the moment, off the cuff. And this is my favorite table topics. And for those who know me, this is the 11th edition of I Heard Them Say. Yes. This is one of my trademark topics where every quote that I read is from a table topics, or rather from a Toastmaster, an MSU Toastmaster that I heard stated in an MSU Toastmaster meeting. And at the end, I will let you guess who said what. And just so you know, it is not me in any of those quotes. So you can't guess me. Also, to the grammarian, I am reading the quote as it was heard from the Toastmaster or guest in question, so I don't want to be dinged just on reading the quotes. Having said that, who would like to take that chance? I have 8 of them, and 2 of them have tricks, or well, maybe a bonus, if you will. If you pick the right number, I have 1 to 8. And who would like to go first? Let me look in the chat. If Murphy doesn't go crazy.
I see we have a DeAndre White raise his hand.
Okay, that's 1. I see Robert, DeAndre, John Gilmore. Oh, Olio, the wordsmith. Okay, this is good, and I think we have a time surplus, so we can go through it. Okay, I will go in chronological orders so far, and I think we can just add folks on as it progresses because the time surplus it supports it. That said, since Robert put it in the chat first, pick a number from 1 to 8,
7, sir. 7.
and you would be just the one to pick one of the bonuses,
Ding, ding,
which
ding, ding.
means pick a letter between 8, means you have a chance to get 3 because there are 3 quotes from the same person in the same speech. So you pick 7. Now you got to pick a letter, A, B, or C.
C.
All righty then. All right. And the statement reads as thus: I've learned as you live and get older, you learn what's important. I'll repeat that again. I've learned as you've lived. I'm reading that wrong. I've learned as you live and get older, you learn what's important.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmasters distinguished guests. There's some things that I did not know when I was young, but as I got older, I recognized the things that are important. When I finished college, I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to work. So I decided to become a manager of Annie Ann's Pretzels. And my main focus was pleasing people. I was in customer service, did an amazing job. And the only thing I wanted to do was please my staff, my employees, my manager, and also admin. But I noticed that one thing that was drowning me was not having enough time. I spent endless hours, 80 hours a week, slaving for this corporation just to find out that I needed to invest in myself. So as I got older, just 2 years ago, I recognized that money is not everything, but your time and freedom is. So as I ventured off to change career paths, I became a teacher. And the most rewarding thing that I really enjoy is the free time. Yes, I work endless hours at nighttime doing lesson planning, but the opportunity to spend time with my friends and family and to do whatever I want during the summertime is priceless. So my mission right now is just to enjoy my life. And I would say to you guys, find something that you enjoy. I know you heard this over and over again, but find something that you love, that you're passionate about, and make sure that you spend the time with your friends, family, and loved ones, because when your job is gone, the people that you have left are the ones that you spend the most time with. And that is my time.
Very good, Robert. And just to be sure, Rose, you mentioned DeAndre White. Was he being volunteered, drafted, and shafted, or was he jumping in genuinely?
His hand was raised.
Okay, okay. So, okay, DeAndre, pick a number from 1 to 8, minus, with the exception of 7.
I'm so sorry about the delay. I had to run real quick, but pick a number between 1 and 7. You said
1 and 8,
1 to
with the
8.
exception of 7.
Oh, okay, okay. 1.
Okay. And the quote is from, it'll read as thus: Get free. I stand before you proclaiming that. Get free.
Get free. I stand before you proclaiming that. Get free. Madam Toastmasters, MSU Toastmasters, to be technical and to be exact. Get free. Like my man Robert just said, freedom is one of the most important things ever. And without freedom, what do we really have? What are we working for? What are we grinding for? What are we setting goals for? As Tabitha mentioned in her incredible speech on manifestation. You see, freedom is something that so many of us so many people for many, many years fought long and hard for. When I think about freedom, and you all in the Maryland area, I think about the late Harriet Tubman. I think about the risk she took for not only herself, but for her family and countless others to be free. And she said, and I quote, "Be free or die." Freedom is something that we have, when we think about freedom, we have to consider that what it's going to take, what it's going to require, and what are we going to have to sacrifice in order to get it. Because very few people who, although will proclaim and profess to themselves that, oh, yes, I would love to have freedom, but what's on the other side of their freedom lies the commitment, the dedication, the hard work, the sacrifice, and the risk. Is your freedom worth all of that? Yes or no? That is for you to decide subconsciously and within yourself. So as you said, get free. You all, if you have not experienced freedom, if you're looking for freedom, and if you would like to experience it in your lifetime, be willing to commit to all the characteristics and all the qualities that it will take for you to experience that very freedom. MSU Toastmasters.
That's a charge on both sides. And now we have Mr. John Gilmore. Pick a number from 1 to 8 with the exception of 1 and 7.
4.
Okay. The caterpillar is the perfect example for growth and development. The caterpillar is the perfect example for growth and development.
Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Most people in life are like caterpillars. You start off small on the ground, trying to figure everything out until usually you hit something that makes you have to cover yourself. It makes you have to stop, protect yourself, and really look inside of yourself to change and become what you need to live the life that you need to fly. Oftentimes we are hit with something that makes us do that. I know as a child, I was just so into a lot of the different things that I never really took the time out to look within myself. I allowed things to hold me until I was put in situations where I needed to cover myself. I needed to put on my shell. I needed to look back and see where I was and where I needed to be to fly in the environment that I was in. Um, most people don't do that. Most people don't take that step out and fly because they're still stuck in their shell or because they're still stuck on the ground, afraid to be free. But the moment that we do, that we are able to live the lives that we truly need to, we're able to become free because we're no longer on the ground being held back and being held down by the things that we felt like we needed to protect ourselves from. So be a butterfly. That's what I got.
Very good. Very, very good. It takes gumption and guts to step into the unknown, as everyone who is participating is doing on this evening. And let's see who else is here. All right, chat, 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 chat. Scrolling down, scrolling down. Ah, Olio. Okay. Pick a number from 1 to 8 with the exception of 4, 1, and 7.
2. 2. 2.
All right. I don't think that fear is fear at all. I think that what we call fear is actually doubt. I don't think that fear is fear at all. I think that what we call fear is actually doubt.
Fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. When I listen to that quote and I think about fear and its correlation to doubt, I totally agree. Because most people when they have a fear, the fear sometimes is of success and letting people down, or the fear that they'll try to do it, this try word, that they'll embark on this journey and they may fail. So when you think about the essence of that, in essence, it is a sort of doubt. Because if they didn't doubt, then they would believe in themselves to act. And if they would act and have that belief or that faith and act on it, that decision to take that action would be the death of fear. So here's what I say. With faith, have affinity, stern pertinacity, and equanimity. Have optimistic. So have optimism, be optimistic, but don't succumb to pessimism. Be majestic and have altruism. See, all I'm saying is there's a lot of isms and schisms and a lot of different things. But just like John Gilmore said, when a butterfly get its wings, there's a season for separation. Butterflies don't hang out with caterpillars. No, because when you go through that change, that's what leads to that elevation. So all I'm saying is right now, to you all, ladies and gentlemen, it's right around the corner. It's coming. Your dreams, your goals, your desires, act on it. And let that be the death of your fear and the death of your doubts, because we believe in you. Thank you.
How about that? How about that? It's a trademark. Even if it isn't, it's a trademark. And now we have Dom. You got to pick a number between 1 and 8, with the exception of 4, 7, and 8.
I'm going to pick number 3.
Okay. It reads as thus. When you feel happy first, you're already accomplished, and you realize you don't need anything to complete you. When you feel happy first, you're already accomplished, and you realize you don't need anything to complete you.
Hello, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and guests. When you feel happy first, you don't need anything else to complete you. I just want to say that when you gave the numbers from 1 through 8, I knew I was going to get number 3. Number 3 is my favorite number, and nobody picked it. That has nothing to do with my topic, but I just wanted to mention that. I was manifesting number 3, and it happened. But the most important thing about happiness is, we always looking for an external factor to make us happy. And what I realize is that people, you might chase these things, these cars, the money and the fame, but none of that truly makes you happy. What I realize is that people that chase things, you might be temporarily excited, temporarily have some joy, but you have to go back to reality and realize you're not happy at all. See, one thing I found out though is that you can have a person who don't have anything, but is happy. So you have to find your own happiness first and make sure that you make you happy. One thing I've learned as well, just from being a business owner and, trying to make as much money as possible, that no matter how much money I make, I always want to make more. So I realized it's not the dollar amount that makes me happy. I'm not chasing happiness when I'm chasing money. Also another thing that really gets me happy is knowing the Lord. See, I realized that I can have as much money in the world and not be happy. I've seen billionaires who have billions of dollars and commit suicide because they wasn't happy. And I sit back and think, how is that possible? How can a person who can almost buy anything in the world still be unhappy? Because they was looking for happiness in the wrong places. So you have to find happiness within yourself first. Les Brown said, if you can defeat the enemy within, the enemy outside can do no harm. So if you can make sure that you make yourself happy first without an external factor, then everything that you gain from there is just an add-on to your happiness. But focus on making you happy first, and your happiness will pour into others people's lives as well too. Toastmasters, thank you.
Another charge, you can't deny it. And I think we have time for, well, we have space for maybe one, two, but definitely for two more,
Yes, Tyrone,
if
that's okay.
anyone is willing.
I can go.
Okay, Rose, what number are you going to pick?
What do we have left? Number
The
2?
ones to the left are 5. You have, no, that was taken. You have 5, 6, and 8.
Let's do number 6.
Okay, number 6. There are 3 variables in my that have, I'm reading it wrong already. There are 3 variables in my life that made a difference. Insulators, igniters, and influencers. There are 3 variables in my life that made a difference. Insulators, igniters, and influencers.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. There were 3 variables in my life that made a difference. Insulators, igniters, and influencers. The insulators in my life are the people that held me back. The igniters were the people that pushed me forward. And the influencers were the people that kept me going. So even though there were 3 variables in my life, these are the 3 people that are involved in everybody's life that either push us back, keep us going, or get us started. So the igniters, they're the people that fired us up. So you need these 3 people to influence your life, and you cannot live without these 3 people because they will always be in your life. And you can spend time, you can focus your time on each variable, but where do you want to focus? On the insulator, which prevents you from going, the igniter that gets you started, or the influencer that keeps you going. I will let you decide on that decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Now, I'm not going to indulge or push for extra people to participate because I don't think time is momentarily at a premium or surplus. So let me start in the chronological order to see who said what. Some of these names you know, and some of these names you don't know. And of course, Murphy wants to show up. Please bear with me. You know how much technology and age will do something to you.
Yes.
Okay. Number 1, which said, free. I stand before you proclaiming that get free. Who said it?
Was that the doctor? I forgot her name.
No,
Polio. That's my answer.
no.
Kimberly?
It's I haven't seen in a while. Say again. You give
what about,
up?
no, what about Jacqueline, Dr. Jacqueline Franstein?
No. You give up?
Yeah, we give up.
Well, it was Miss Sandra Great from her speech, Get Free, given on September 10th, 2018. For number 2, I don't think that fear is fear at all. I think that what we call fear is actually doubt. Any ideas? I don't expect too many of the newer members to know necessarily, but these are veterans for the most part.
Hey, Tyrone, would it be possible
Uh-huh.
just to go down the list and just let us know who it is, just for a second time?
Okay, all right. 7 and 8, you may, I'll let it get to you when it gets to you. I don't think that fear is fear at all. I think that what we call fear is actually doubt. Drea McCargo, 12819 from her last speech. When you feel happy first, you are already accomplished, and you realize you don't need anything to complete you. And that was done by Olio, 21020. The caterpillar is the perfect example for growth and development. That was done by Mr. Darren Mitchell, a veteran, long awaited and missed. There are 3 variables in my life that made a difference: insulators, igniters, and influencers. That was said by our very own Brian Olds on his award-winning speech, Twisted Statistics. I've learned as you live and get older, you learn what's important. That was said by our very own Eva Colbert, talking about her book, Who Moved My Cheese? And let's see what else. This machine's going nuts. Sorry about that. Oh, and that was it for the most part. And there were 2 that I didn't read, and I'll read it out loud as thus. We have to make sacrifices today so that our children can be better every day, including tomorrow. That was from our own Eric Goodridge. And the last one, I'll read the second half of it. To those of you who haven't started working on your dreams, what's your problem? That was said by our very own Miss Franny Shodapro. And that is all I have for the moment as far as speeches and guessing who said what. You will never know what you will get out of a Toastmasters meeting, especially when it's a gem that's somewhat covered in carbon or the gem that's been through the process of being made a gem. So always enjoy, listen, plant those seeds and let them seeds grow. And don't be afraid to step into your unknown. Toastmaster, take it back.
Tyrone, wonderful job, man. You just allowed me to know that we have so many gems in our club that if you just got paper and pencil, you can get down some life lessons and apply them. So thank you, Tyrone. All right, guys, we're going to the evaluation portion of our meeting, and I'm going to call up our general evaluator, which will be Rose. Rose is our general evaluator, and she'll be conducting the next portion of this meeting.
Hello, everybody. I am going to call up the evaluator that evaluated our lovely speech. I will call up John Gilmore, who will evaluate Tabitha.
Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Thank you. And Tabitha, thank you for sharing your speech. I think that it was Your speech was definitely enlightening. I think the only thing that really got me was while you were going, and it was only at the beginning, you kind of did this really, really loud lip smack. And I don't know if anybody else heard that, but I was like, wow. Um, other than that, it was amazing. You hit every point that you meant to hit. you you're very poised. You stopped and you literally just started singing in the middle of your speech, and it was and it was you didn't hold back, and I love that about that. You had a lot of great quotes. You had clear structure. You hit us with each point of your 6 steps, which was believe it, think it, speak it, write it down, and seek it. And then at the end, you brought it back. So you hit all the points, and then at the end, you brought that part back. And it's something that a lot of listeners can appreciate, because sometimes something might happen throughout a speech and then you miss it. I know at first, when I first heard it, I heard everything, but I was like, oh my God, what was the first part that she said? What was the first one? And you came back and you brought all of it. You brought your whole speech full circle. And that was great. That was very altruistic for you, for us all. Um, Other than that, it was a really great speech. I was definitely motivated. I learned a lot from your speech, and you did a great job. I look forward to hearing the rest of them.
Thank you, John, for the nice eval. Next, I will call up our all-counter and grammarian, which is Miss Shauna Stepp-Jones.
Good evening, Toastmaster, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. My name is Shauna Stepp-Jones, and I will be your all counter this evening. So, I was able to capture from you, Rob. We just going to dive in. Should have been. We're going to dive in. Tabitha, I caught what you're saying and belief, what you're saying and belief, and it should have been what you're saying and what you believe. Also, one filler word or phrase, which was and so. Tyrone, filler word I had was and. I also caught and the statement reads as thus, and the quote will read as thus. And since it's a sentence, it should not start with and. It should just say, you should just say the statement reads as thus. DeAndre White, a filler word I caught was and. And then we have to consider that, and you should have said, we have to consider what, and then continue with the following what elements that you were stating. John Gilmore, you did use our word of the evening or form of it, altruistic. Great job on that. I caught one filler word in evaluation, which was and also where I need it to be in your table topics. Speech should have been where I need to be. So drop the it. Olio, you used altruism. Great job. Our word of the evening. And filler word I had was Dom. Only filler phrase I caught was you know. And also you said you're not happy. You're not happy at all should have been you are not happy. You are not happy at all. Rose, I did not catch anything. And I am complete.
Thank you, Shauna. Next, I'm going to call up our timer, which is King Teasdale.
Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I am your timer for this evening, and we will start with the time of which our speech was given, which was 5 to 7 minutes speech by Tabitha, and her speech was 5 minutes and 56 seconds. Congratulations for a great job. The next is table topics. In the chronological order that I have is Robert Tyree, in which table topics are from 1 to 2 minutes. Robert Tyree gave us 1 minute and 53 seconds. Congratulations, my man. DeAndre, you gave us 1 minute and 49 seconds. Congratulations, my man. John Gilmore, you gave us 1 minute and 48 seconds. Congratulations, my man. Olio, my man, I don't know what happened to my computer. It just disappeared on me. I was like, whoa. But for some reason, it came back just when you was completing at 2 minutes and 1 second. Congratulations, my man. Dominic, your table topic was 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Congratulations, my man, because you got what you needed in there. And Rose, I have you timed as 1 minute and 24 seconds. Congratulations, my dear.
I thought you were going to say my man.
And let's see. On the evaluator, I have timed here of John Gilmore of which would be 2 to 3 minutes, my understanding. And he gave us 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Congratulations, my man. And I think that covers everybody, correct? Thank you.
Thank you, King, for giving us the time. We gotta make sure we are in our allotted time slot. I am the general evaluator for tonight, and my job is to explain how the meeting went. Robert, great job as filling in as our president. I enjoyed seeing all of the lovely guests tonight. Tabitha, you had a very creative speech. The table topics, we had a lot of volunteers, and everybody did such a great job with the table topics. It was as if they were mini speeches. Good job on that. I enjoyed seeing everybody on camera. I didn't hear any background noise or distractions. I don't have much else to say. Overall, I felt like it was a very positive meeting, and the meeting flowed as well. That's all I have to say tonight. I bring it back to our president, Robert Tyree. Thank you.
Great job, Rose, being the general evaluator. Rose, was that your first time being a general evaluator?
I've been it before. It's been a while.
Well, listen, it sounded like it was your first time, and you just refreshed us. An amazing job, clear cut to the point. I just want to touch on a couple of things that I noticed in the meeting, just to add on to Rose. Tabitha, you thought that we did not see it, right? Your backgrounds, you changed your background 3 times on us. And it also added to the speech. I noticed that it was like a blurry background, right? Kind of like a vision or dream. Then you went to your visual aid when you were speaking about your best friend on cue. I can't do that. I've been teaching all pandemic. Then you went back to the outer space. Very in tune. So Tabitha, kudos to you. What else? Man, I don't know about y'all, but like this meeting was amazing. Like I feel like this is our kind of grammarian. Don't dot me yet, please. It was gooder and gooder and gooder. That's something the old lady in church would say. You know, it was good, right? I just forgot like how refreshing Toastmasters is every single Monday. Like I look forward to coming. Today has been I'll say a trying day, but like as soon as I get in the presence of you guys, right? You guys lift me up. I mean, Olio was talking in the chat, and just so many gems and jewels. And I seen Angela always with a notepad, just looking for something, right? A word, maybe confirmation, or just a segment of encouragement that you can kind of just chew on throughout the course of the week. I noticed also, King, we're using it currently, right? It is done. Something that we may have thought that was fresh, but now we're using it. So whatever you're doing, sir, is rubbing off on us. Just so many things, people stepping up and taking the roles. For me to see the growth in multiple areas is so amazing. I know that some of you individuals have been here for a year and a half, but like you continue to show up every single Monday, you continue to grind, and the biggest thing, you continue to speak. And for me, that's everything. So kudos to you. We had newcomers come in and speak and just drop knowledge. We had Tony Williams, protege, DeAndre White, came through today. I seen the the slide. We have Crystal on the line too as well. I love the background. Who else? Dr. Reeves, Kimberly Reeves, always amazing. Shauna doing an amazing job. Y'all, this is just, I can't say too many other things. I want to segue to the educational corner, if that's okay. We got a little time, and then like school, we're gonna let y'all early today, you know? Y'all not excited about that? Okay, let me tell you something. Every time we have a half a day at school, got my shoes on and I'm running out the building. So here we go.
Teacher.
I'm gonna drop something in the chat for our friends, and if you have time, take a look at it. As I was pondering and just getting ready for the meeting, I was looking up something about how to bounce back during a speak. For example, let's say you messed up and you're not sure what to say next, or maybe you forgot a line. How do you recover from a mistake during your speech? If you're going to be speaking and this is your profession, right? Yep. Shout out, I'll get you right after that. Right after, anytime you're doing a speech, just like I just did now, you're going to forget what you're going to say. You might have every single thing detailed. You've been practicing and practicing, and all of a sudden, you just forgot. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you have we call it a brain fart, right? What do you do in a time of trouble? Sound like a song, y'all. So this right here, this article just gives you a couple of tips on what to do, right, to kind of prevent you from having that. And I think we all know the same common trends, right? Like prepare, over prepare. I noticed that some of our individuals, like Tabitha per se, right? Tabitha, if you don't mind me saying this, she's been preparing for the speech. I want to say like 3 weeks. Give me a head nod, or if I'm right, 2 weeks. 1 week. Okay. She's saying 1 week, but she had her brainstorming session about 2 weeks ago, and then she started to kind of formulate her speech in her head. And then as the week came, she prepared each day, or she scheduled herself to make sure that when it's time to perform, it's flawless. And she did an amazing job today as well. So I want to get down to number 2. Be prepared for anything, especially in a virtual space. You'll come into lagging, computer going off, maybe system rebooting. If you're doing speech or you're teaching, your computer reboots all the time. It's random, right? Gotta have a backup plan. So being able to memorize your speech, or even having it written down in a format, will help you overcome this challenge. So always having a plan A and a plan B, and sometimes a C, will make sure that you are prepared. If you make a mistake, remain calm, because most of the time we don't even know you made a mistake unless you say it. Just play it off. Just keep going. Pick up where you left off at, right? keep smiling and be positive is 4 and 5. I want to combine it because the only way to overcome something that's negative, right, is just to keep it positive, right? I think the biggest thing for me is the bonus tip, right? Is practice your ad libs. So I always say to run off in a tantrum or segue or sidebar or do a Kanye West, right? Having something that is in your pocket that will be related to your speech that you can use until you're able to regain your thought. So that's something I practice all the time. You could call it an elevator pitch, but I'm calling it the Kanye West, you know? So, and forgiveness on yourself, right? If you make a mistake, it's okay. We all make mistakes, but we're just trying to project our craft. So just some small tips, nothing major this week, but keep practicing, keep speaking. And I would like to, yes, yep, DeAndre, I got you, sir. What I would like to do is, if it's okay, y'all, is take roles, Miss Eva, and then talk about the dues, and then wrap it up. Is that all right? All right, here we go. So listen, Shauna, come up to the plate and take over for the roles.
Good evening again. Apologies for the camera being off, but it's one of those evenings for me. However, I'm going to start off with volunteering to do a speech for next week. I'm going to do a speech. So if we have any other members who would love for us to hear your voice